Now here's one of her greatest challenges from the United States, Chelsea Memel, a fierce competitor.
Yeah, she has the art of competing well. Just about every time she steps up to the plate, she does a terrific job. And I think as far as being a good competitor, she's the top of the pops tonight. 9-8 start value. Whoa, big step back. And possibly off direction, so a lot of power there. That's nervous energy.
Now representing Switzerland, Melanie Marti.
Father Andrew Memel is her coach. Let's have a look at this. Good contact. Double twist. A little bit messy in the air. And perhaps the body position in the air a tiny bit piked. And as you can see, yes, she is a little bit off direction, but stays inside the line, so avoids a deduction.
Chelsea is one of two Americans in with a great chance tonight, the other being Nastia Liukin, daughter of the great Valerie Liukin. .325.
It's a good opening.
Very good opening. So Chelsea Memel suddenly goes to the top of the scoreboard, and here is Nastia Liukin.
Now this would have to be her least strong apparatus, if you would call it that. She's not a particularly powerful girl, as you can see by her slight build, but she's technically very, very good. So she has to use her technique rather than her power to get her into the right positions. She does it well.
Oh.
Big hop though.
Big hop.
Well, you can just see that they can try to contain their energy, and they must be all equally nervous.
She had a great struggle with Chelsea Memel in the US Nationals. In fact, Nastia came from behind to defeat Chelsea.
Yes, she did. Had a little problem at the beginning of the competition, but made good ground there. Now you can just see she hasn't gotten enough height from the horse and maintained a bit too much rotation, so instead of popping it up in the air, she's pushed it back a bit. But that's certainly better than not enough rotation and the consequences associated with that.
So Chelsea Memel scoring 9.325.
And I can't see this vault scoring much higher than Russo's.
Monette a 9.187. And Nastia a 9.137. Hopefully you're quite right. Well, there are the standings after the first rotation, and Emily Lepenik scoring at 9.512. Elena Zamolchikova is at 9.35. And you look down, you see Monette Russo currently in 5th place. Chelsea Memel.
She was actually world champion on this apparatus in 2003. Got into the team as an alternate, and there was some injuries and sickness in the team. She got to compete, and lo and behold, she was world champion, equal world champion with teammate Holly Vise. So she's a great worker on bars, and watch for a very interesting skill into her dismount. A nice release combination. And another one. Now check this out. She's going to stoop in, push it up to handstand, and watch, straight into dismount.
Oh dear. Well, she scored 9.55 in qualifying, and that was the second best behind Liukin. She's going to score well here.
She should do. Very dynamic bar worker.
It's interesting, 5 of the 6 doing bars are now in the individual final.
She stoops in. She's now in a reverse or eagle grip into the dismount.
Chelsea Memel scoring a 9.537. Bang, she's shot to the lead. So at the moment, Chelsea Memel is our leader, but here is Nastia Liukin on uneven bars, and in qualifying, she led qualifying with a score of 9.562.
She has exquisite lines on this apparatus and some outstanding pirouette work. straight into an endo, that full pirouette to an endo. She's going to have to do the routine of her life. Needs over a 9.7 to get into the lead. Little close on that release. Floats that release down to the low bar.
Oh dear. I'll tell you what, she's done pretty well. We'll take a break and come back and check her score.
Here we see Lucan.
Yes, and a very good score too. It's the highest so far tonight on bars. 9.587 for Nastia Lucan.
Scored a 9.262 in the qualifications, whereas Memel, well, 9.2, which is pretty reasonable. So let's just see what Lucan's made of. We'll find out now. First series is the killer. Flip, lay out, beautiful. She has the lines of her world champion rhythmic mother. Nicely done, Anodi, jump full. She's looking on the money here. Front aerial, great placement. It's critical that they put themselves into the correct landing position every time. Look at that flexibility, maximum amplitude. And the dismount will be interesting because she does a triple twist, and the judges will be looking for her feet to be square with the beam when she actually lands. Just about. Well, that's a very, very good routine.
That is going to challenge Chelsea Memel now. And look at this. Absolutely delighted. She's a wonderful story because Valerie and Anna ran a gymnasium. They couldn't afford a babysitter, so begrudgingly they took her along, and they didn't want her to be involved in gymnastics. And she started and she started and she kept going. Finally, they relented, and here she is now. That's
right. So her father, Valeri, Olympic champion, dual gold medalist in 1988.
Score coming through for Lucan. Another 9.587 beam and bars. And Chelsea Memel now needs a 9.45 to regain the lead.
And about a 9 even to catch Russell. Beautiful front half that's performed for the first time at this level, so that is going to be called a Memel. Standing Arabian, oh, she's a strong performer. Unless the gymnast would have let that get away from them. So she's doing exactly what's required of her. Beam's all about stability. Oh, that's a good routine under pressure.
Ladies and gentlemen, again we need to remind you.
So Valeri Lucan is Nastia's father, also congratulating Chelsea. Of course, they're all members of the same team. And there's that front half. Great view. No room for error there. And the standing Arabian, she just pulls it together. Hips slightly to the side, but she wasn't going to let it go. And that's what I talked about earlier, her being a fierce competitor.
Remember, she needs a 9.450 to regain the lead to overtake Nastia Lukin.
I think she's going to score around about 9.3. Isn't it great to see the competition at this level?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's nerve-tingling, actually. We've got just over one rotation to go, and this is developing into a great fight now. 9.425. It's not enough. She's overtaken Russo, but she's in second place. There you can see the standings. And what a finish we're going to be in for on the floor, especially when you consider that Nastia Lukin is going to be the last one to perform. We couldn't have asked for anything better. And so we come to the floor.
Seeing USA first and second and Australia third
now
after the qualifications.
This equation is very simple. She needs a score of 9.012 to take the lead from Monette Russo.
But more than that, she needs a big score to try
Lukin,
and
lock out
put
Lukin.
the pressure on Lukin. Whip, whip, double Arabian. Controls it. Nicely executed double turn. Pull in. It's good. So is that jump combination. She stands on her feet. She's going to medal as well. Well, there you have it.
Very consistent. She's had a very, very consistent night.
But what a great performance so far from Memel and Russo. They haven't put a foot wrong. And you have to admire how they've responded under pressure. Father, Andrew, who coached there for the last 12 months, he is thrilled.
Speaking of responding under pressure.
Yes, well, they say it's actually harder to be a coach and watch than be a gymnast and do it.
So 9.012. And she'll take the lead ahead of Monette, but there's the little girl behind her, still with something to say in Nastia Lukin. Memel could score really well here, and who knows, make it too tough for Lukin. 9.537, and that means, in effect, that Lukin needs a score of 9.514 to win the medal.
And she scored a 9.475 in qualification. Her potential weakness is being short on her twists, so she's got to land all of her twists square to the diagonal.
This for the gold medal.
Pretty good. triple twist. Good, 2.5 to finish. Well, no one could ask more of those top 3 girls tonight. They've been so outstanding.
What a finish. He needs 9.514 for the all-around gold.
And I have to say that's a pretty tall order for that floor routine, and it's going to be a matter of the judges just judging it as they see it. Of course, they won't know what the margins are, or will they?
Remember, she led qualifying on this apparatus with a 9.475. Is this routine better?
Well, it's got more artistry, but the tumbling's not as dynamic. You can see she's a tiny bit short with her feet on that twist, slightly crossed when she lands. The other tumbles were good, but in terms of artistry, yes. In terms of dynamics, I don't know. It's up to the judges.
She needs 9.514 to win. She has failed by 2,000.
Well, I wouldn't call it failing.
Of a point to win the gold medal. 9.512. What a finish! Chelsea Memel is the all-around champion. She has the gold. Nastia Luca the silver, and Australia's Monette Russo, the first Australian to win an all-around medal, the bronze medal, going to Australia.
Well, disappointment etched on Newcombe's face, and I don't think she's got any reason to be disappointed. She put in the performance of her life.
Here are the final placings. The Americans taking the Quinella in an absolute thriller. 37.824. Can you believe that finish? 37.823. They won this in 91. They won it in 93. They won it in 94 in Brisbane. I think the Americans like Australia very much because they've done it again. There are those who finished between...